Hello, this is Ernest Burley Jr., your certified financial planner, your chartered financial consultant, your NFLPA registered player financial advisor, your investment advisor representative. I hold the Series 663 and Series 7 securities licenses to offer securities products to clients across the country. Also, your author of 2 books on money management, easy as 1, 2, 3, and money management from grade school to grad school. Those books are being used throughout the country to teach financial planning principles, money management principles, insurance concepts to individuals in churches and other organizations. So I appreciate those who already have purchased it and are teaching from the books. I ask that the others do the same, that everyone that's listening to me and everyone that you connect with, ask them to go to Amazon and just flood Amazon and just say, have my publisher be like, what in the world is going on? So they have to send out a ton of books to Amazon to fill those orders. So please, I appreciate your support for those who already have done that. And I'm anticipating others who will, okay? So I've heard those books are pretty good for teaching. So let's check it out, okay? Also, I'm a licensed insurance agent with over 30 years of experience in the industry, and I've been in business for over 25 years, helping clients from the north to the south, from the east to the west. I have clients all over the country with financial planning, asset management, wealth management, insurance, different things of that nature, helping clients in the various areas of insurance and financial services. I specialize in wealth management, investing, so IRAs, 401k plans, portfolios, like your brokerage accounts, things of that nature. Also asset protection, so protecting what you've accumulated, as well as asset growth, strategically growing what you already have accumulated and trying to make that go a little bit higher. Kind of crazy out there in the market right now, but hey, we just gotta stay the course or hold the course, right? Just make sure you're properly diversified, okay? Also financial planning, whether it be basic financial planning or comprehensive financial planning. I help clients with that, and all different types of insurance, whether it be long-term care insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, auto, home, business, church, professional liability, contractors, boats, jewelry, rental properties, investment properties, all different types of insurance we take care of for clients and help them take care of those particular needs, as well as athlete management. So on the NFL side, I'm an NFLPA registered player financial advisor. On the NBA side, I'm an NBPA certified player agent. So I can get your guy opportunities to play in the NBA or overseas, because I'm FIBA licensed also overseas. So if someone has some great talent, send me their tape. I'll take a look. Okay. All right. So the purpose of this podcast is to educate, to enlighten, and to empower you with clear, concise, objective, unbiased information so you can make some great decisions for yourself and for your family and those who you are connected with, okay? That's the whole purpose of the podcast. Today's podcast is titled Parking Lot Auto Accidents. Who's at fault? I know a lot of people, like, their hair is standing up on the back of their head right now. I don't know about me. Unfortunately, I've been blessed not to have that situation happen, but many people have had these type of unfortunate occasions happen to them by unfortunately colliding with another vehicle in a parking lot, right? So each person always thinks the other person is at fault. Like, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. It's often a pretty hefty debate. So one person is often maybe backing out of a parking space while the other person is going straight. So who's at fault? Who clipped who? Like, which car had the right of way? Did the car that was driving straight have the right of way? Or did the car that was backing out have the right of way because they were already in the lane? Who knows? It ends up being a he say, she say type situation. And it ends up with the claim adjuster, the insurance claim adjuster being in the middle of that, right? So it's normally not a nice situation because each person thinks they're at fault. Every now and then someone just admits, hey, that was my fault or what have you. But then the insurance company never wants you to admit fault at the scene because it may not be your fault. You never know. So I don't have a hard line answer for this or a hard line response or way for you to handle this type situation. Here's the way it normally goes. Each insurance company often denies liability to the other person, right? So They do that because they're like, okay, we can't prove which way it went, right? Whether our client was at fault or your client was at fault. So if it's gray, then nobody's going to admit liability because no insurance company wants to just pay out when they can't clearly assess liability on the part of their client, right? So normally each insurance company is going to deny liability to the other party, right? And then each person has to go to their own insurance company to pay for the damages to their vehicle. That's what normally happens. Now, this type of claim is considered an at-fault claim. It's a collision claim. So I've talked about different auto policy coverages on a previous podcast, so we're not going to go into that, but comprehensive and collision are the two physical damage coverages to your car. Comprehensive is like a non-at-fault type coverage, right? So that means, I mean, you hit a deer or hit a dog or you hit or a tree fell on your car, or someone stole your car, someone vandalized your car. Those are not at fault type claims, right? Physical damage claims to your car. Comprehensive coverage. Collision means you've hit some other inanimate object. You hit another car, you hit a building, you hit a guardrail, you hit a pothole, you hit a parking bumper, you hit something else that's not living. That's normally another vehicle, to tell you the truth. But sometimes people hit buildings or whatever, they scrape up against a car, another building or what have you. So this is a collision claim, and a collision claim has to assess liability to something, right? So if liability is not assessed to the other party, guess who that leaves? You. Liability will be assessed against your policy, okay? And this will often lead to some type of increase in your policy. So increase in your premium on your rate. So either you'll lose your accident-free discount or claim-free discount. Different companies call it different things. So you may lose that. If you lose a discount, that means your rate goes up. People don't realize that. So if your rate is say $100 a month and now you have a discount of 10%, so it's $90 per month. If they take away the discount, now you're at $100 a month. So that's going to increase your rate by removing a discount, right? Now, some companies have an accident-free type situation. If you've been accident-free for a situation for a long period of time, they have what's called a accident forgiveness. So they'll forgive it. They'll say, okay, no big deal. We won't count that against you. So depends on what your history is with the company. Also, there may be an increase in your policy if you have a claim where they paid out over the surcharge limit is normally like $1,000. If they have to pay out $1,000 or more because of a liability type situation, whether it's on your car or someone else's car, they normally will surcharge your policy. So your rate will probably go up for a collision type claim, an at-fault claim, okay? Now, here's a quick note. If you get into an accident with someone and they are clearly at fault, always, always, always file the claim against their policy, not your policy. Why in the world would you file a claim against your policy when the other person's at fault? File the claim against the at-fault party's policy, okay? Unless there are injuries involved. Now, if there are injuries involved, then you still file a claim against the at-fault party's policy, but you also file a claim against your own policy too. So you do that because on your own policy, you should have medical payments coverage or PIP coverage, or no fault. PIP stands for personal injury protection. So each state has different coverages regarding like medical coverage on the auto policy. So sometimes it's PIP, sometimes it's medical payments, other coverages called other policies and states have different types of coverages that cover those types of expenses, basically medical expenses. So you definitely want to file a claim against your own policy in situations like that, because those coverages are designed to cover you and passengers of your vehicle when you have injuries, okay? All right, so that's it for today's podcast, right? Parking lot, auto accidents, who's at fault? No hard liner on that one, but that's pretty much the way they're going to go. If no one's clearly at fault, no one's admitting fault, the insurance company's not admitting fault, then they're going to deny liability to to the other party, and they'll pay for the damages to their own vehicle. Only now, I forgot to mention this, only if you have that physical damage coverage on your car. Say if you just have liability coverage on your vehicle, then you're not going to get anything paid on your car because you don't have collision coverage on your car. You have to have that coverage that you're paying for in your insurance policy in order for it to pay for that. So if you just have liability coverage, that means you have no physical damage coverage to your car unless you have uninsured motorist coverage on your car. then you have some physical damage on the back door. Now, we're not going to talk about that, but you have kind of a backdoor way to get some physical damage coverage to your car if you're in an uninsured motorist type situation. Okay. That's it for today's podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in, listening in. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do a podcast on life FAQs, life insurance FAQs, frequently asked questions on life insurance. I'm going to have to break that into 2 different podcasts because there are a ton of questions that I'm going to review. Now, if you have some questions you want me to review, by all means, email me and let me know, and I'll include those in my life insurance FAQs, because there are a ton of questions about life insurance out there. I'm going to kind of try to consolidate them all into, can't do one podcast because it'll take too long, do 2 different podcasts. So send me an email. I'm going to give you my contact information, which you should already have. Let me get through my rest of my stuff here. I'm going to give you that information, right? So thank you all for listening in. I really appreciate it. I ask that you forward this podcast to others, ask them to do the same. All of my podcasts are on my YouTube channel. So that's just my name, Ernest Burley Jr. So go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, click subscribe, and ask all of your friends and family members, church members, acquaintances all across the globe to, hey, go to this guy's YouTube channel, subscribe, and click through there. You'll see some podcasts. I can't imagine you don't have a podcast. I can't imagine I don't have a podcast on my YouTube channel that can't help you out in some kind of way. Right? Not tooting my horn, but I'm just saying I go over so many different areas, anything from real estate to wills and trust to improving your credit score, whether you should buy a vehicle or lease a vehicle, whether you should pay off your mortgage early, whether you should rent a home versus leasing or renting an apartment. A whole wide array of information is on the YouTube channel. So please go there, subscribe, click through there, see what you have an interest in, and forward that channel to others so they can do the same. If you want to connect with me, I've already explained, I'll be more than happy to collect your information and address any questions that you may have on my life insurance FAQs or any other question that you may have. My email address is just my first name at my full name.com. So ernest@ernestburleyjr.com. Or you can connect with me through my website, which is just my name, Ernest Burley Jr. or Ernest Burley, whichever you want to choose. And I have a lot of great information on my website too. A lot of good information, a lot of nice videos for you to take a look at. So go there and email me from there, or you can call my firm at 301-262-2600. Again, that's 301-262-2600. We'd be more than happy to accommodate you, okay? And I think that is about it. Like I said, I'm very happy that you guys are tuning in and listening in and forwarding the podcast to others, and more subscribers are coming on. I really do appreciate that. Okay. Now I got to read off my disclaimer since I talked about me being a certified financial planner and dealing with portfolios and things of that nature. Even though we didn't talk about that this session, we'll talk about that in future sessions. Some more things about investing and financial planning, things of that nature. You can also email me topics that you want me to talk about. So I'll be more than happy to consider that stuff. If it's in the realm of financial planning, financial services, investing, insurance, things of that nature. Okay. All right. So here we go. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., 13621 Annapolis Road in Bowie, Maryland, 20720. That's where my firm is located. Even though I have clients like all from the West Coast to the East Coast, from north to the South, all over the place. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Next Financial Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc. is not an affiliate of Next Financial Group, Inc. This material is not intended as an offer or solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security or other financial instrument. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. All the views expressed are those of Ernest Burley Jr., and Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., and not those of Next Financial Group, Inc. Next Financial Group, Inc. does not provide tax advice. And that's it for today's podcast. Hey, really appreciate y'all. I look forward to y'all tuning in on my next podcast. In the meantime, y'all take care and y'all be safe out there.